everyone.
Hi, good evening.
Holy cow. The room is already hopping. I see the chat room is full.
You have arrived at TFT, Tarot for Today.
Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome to our show. We will be doing readings. Yes, we will do brief readings for everybody. And I have already written down the order of people as they've appeared in the chat room. I'll go over that in just a minute. But as I've been doing lately, I drew an affirmator card. I feel bad for people who have to work tomorrow because
We don't.
we don't. We have the day off tomorrow. So I drew a work affirmator card. And the affirmator for work for tomorrow for everybody who has to work is quality. And let me just show the card there. And quality is, I value and admire quality, and I strive to make that goal the goal of all my work. Quantity is great, but not when it lowers my standards. So I will keep the bar high, take my time, and let's be honest, probably use this as an excuse to procrastinate. What's our friend YouTube up to? Well, we think we know what YouTube's up to today.
Do we?
Yes, we do. Hey, welcome everybody. Here is the list as I have it, and then we'll make a few announcements and get started. So I saw that Balkis Miracle came in first, Smiling Soul, and then we have LS. Hi again, you guys. Butterfly A, Jay Walker, welcome Jay again. Jacob R, welcome to the show. And Joelle, welcome back as well. So that is the order as we have it, and I'll be getting people as they come in. Hey, LS, good to see you all again. Welcome to the show.
She rocks the bangs.
Thank you. I need to maybe poof them up a little bit, but thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I did get my hair trimmed this last weekend. Today, what cards are you reading with, Mr. O?
I'm going to read with the Night Sun Tarot, which I have read during the Halloween season. They're a little bit of a gother kind of take on cards, but they're not necessarily specific to Halloween or that kind of thing, and I do like them. They're done by the artist Fabio Listrani, who also drew and designed the recent Santa Muerte Tarot, which is an incredible deck too.
We're going to have to do a special video on that one, I think, to show it off and talk about it. Today I'm just mixing up these cards because I haven't used them in a little while, but it is a different cat deck that I have. It's called the Baroque Bohemian Cat Tarot, and they're really, really gorgeous. I'm going to show you one here. This is the Five of Swords. Show that one. And I've got the, the Three of Swords here. We'll show that one as well.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, but look at the stabbed heart. Still indicative of the Three of Swords. And so the other deck I'll be using, of course, is my Lenormand deck. And by the way, just to make it, because I love to give people credit, the Baroque Bohemian Cats Tarot is done by Karen Mahoney, and it's by Magic Realist Press. And this deck dates back to, I'm trying to look for copyright here. Oh my goodness, I don't see a copyright here. And you know what? This deck is actually from the Czech Republic.
Interesting.
Yeah, so at any rate, that's the deck I'm using, and I'm also using Ciro Marchetti's Lenormand deck.
Okay, well, Balkis was first and has already thrown a question at us.
Well, everybody's throwing questions, so let's just remind everybody we will get to you. Don't throw them out too soon because we may have to ask you for it again. Okay, so did you have any announcements, like something that's happening tomorrow, real quick?
Well, yes, I do. Tomorrow begins my new YouTube videos, which will be called Oberon's Outlook on Emotional Exchanges. And this will be a specific once a week reading for the elemental components or the elemental signs. So the air signs, the water signs, the fire signs, the earth signs. I will pull several cards and I will give each of those elements a brief look at what they can expect from the emotional components of their life. So it may talk specifically about love relationships, but it may also, and possibly more likely, just be about what we're going through in our emotional life, what our ups and downs are, what makes us happy, what makes us sad. Who knows? But that will be on Friday, so I'm not sure when the first one's going to premiere. I'm hoping to get it premiered maybe like around 9 in the morning Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. So, and also 2 weeks, maybe 3, I will be starting a series of videos that will be coming out on Mondays weekly. And they will be, I'm not sure the title yet, but it's basically material matters. And it will deal with business, career, and educational concerns and finance for the elements of the zodiac as well. So we've got a lot of things going on, and so stay tuned to our channel. If you're new, subscribe, and on with the show, I think.
On with the show. Alrighty.
So, okay, Balkus did have a question, wants to know if a...
Who's coming towards them as a serious relationship and when?
Okay. Do you want to use your deck or you want me to use mine?
You've been shuffling yours. Why don't we just go ahead with your deck?
Okay. Well, I think what we should do is, let's throw the 3 cards for the who as a serious relationship, and then we'll draw a card to see if we can determine when. All right, I'll let you have them. Whoa, so busy week. Anyway, let's all give a big woohoo that Mercury is now direct. Bravo. I'm so happy. I'm so relieved the retrograde is over. It's been a real bad one, I have to say.
I thought this one had more to do with people's devices or computerized things. That
it did.
That was what was messing up a lot. Yeah. So many problems at work, different things like that.
I totally agree.
Okay, K-Dash,
hey,
we're putting you on the list.
I will put you on the list.
There are a few in front of you, but we're starting right now with our readings.
Welcome to the stream.
And welcome. Yes, smiling. So we're so glad it's over. I hope you are too.
Yes. Okay, that's the Knight of Coins, the Ace of Cups, and what's that last one? The Knight of Cups.
2 knights.
Yes.
The Knight of Coins, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, Knight of Coins reversed. There's also a Knight of, you said it was Cups, right?
Yes.
Cups, which is upright. These are all cats. They're so cute. And then what was this one?
That's the Ace of Cups reversed.
Well, this relationship does seem to be, there's some emotional components here. The Ace of Cups really does act like the beginning of a relationship.
But it is reversed, so I'm not thinking it's the greatest start. It might get off to kind of a difficult start.
Yeah, it almost answers that question of when in a way. It may be saying like, well, it's not really soon, but it sort of is in the percolation stage. I'm more curious about the 2 knights, though, in a way.
Yes,
if they
because
represent
I think,
the personalities there. The Knight of Cups is truly about a romantic interlude or a romantic situation coming to you.
Yes.
Or it could be about it going away from you too, but generally it's well aspected here. The Knight of Coins reverse once again sort of points to the tendency of inertia or slowness, or somebody that maybe is too matter of fact and maybe wants to play it by the book, play it by the rules. So I get the feeling like there's opposing forces here. Maybe there's more than one person who could possibly be coming for you.
And I guess that's my point, Balkus. To me, looking at this, I'm not so sure how serious it's going to be right now. it looks as though there's going to be possibly a couple of people coming at you, and that there's, it might make things a little bit rocky and turbulent. That's the Ace of Cups reversed, as you try to figure out just what to do about the situation.
Well, I don't think that we have a handle on who that is, other than that it just seems like it has those qualities of romance coming at you, but maybe somebody else who is a little bit more cautious about what they show with their heart,
I
a
would
shyer person.
I would say though that since we have two cups here, that it could indicate that there's a water sign. I don't know if
That's
you
true. It could be some
said
sort
that
of water
already.
sign.
It's leaning towards a water sign, at least in one of the cases.
So that's Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And those are mostly very emotional signs. So usually those kind of signs really live emotionally and have emotional components that are highlighted. They're not a kind of person that necessarily can or will hide their feelings. So that person may actually be pretty upfront about feelings.
Let's see. I see one of our cats has arrived. Not on camera yet. What is that? That you see that's in the corner. Oh, 7 of coins.
So the Seven of Coins is reversed, and I get the feeling like this is the kind of thing where maybe you can't be the one waiting for it to come to you. You might have to actually go out there and do some of the heavy lifting there, or whatever kind of lifting it is.
Because
It is
if
reversed,
you're
though.
waiting, well, but I'm thinking of timing here, and the coins are very slow moving and dragging. And so if you're waiting for something to come to you, you might be waiting a while. So that's why I'm thinking you're going to have to open those doors and make those opportunities to make something happen. And as a matter of fact, if you meet new people, you might have to initiate things, with people who look interesting to you. And I'm looking at the way these cards appear to me right now, Balkus, and I'm feeling that you may want to take it slow and not look for something really serious right away. You may want to look at, you may want to, I don't want to say play the field, but I would say that you might want to definitely check out more than one person.
And be circumspect. Don't, as they say, wear your heart on your sleeve. Let them work for it a little bit too. Let them show you that there is something serious that
Yeah, that you're
they're thinking
interested
about
in
it.
something
Right.
serious.
That's what I think. And so I don't know. What else do you want to say here?
Well, I'm going to draw Lenormand.
The Lenormand.
Well,
Okay, and I'm just going to briefly answer some of the chat that's going on. The shadow of Mercury occurs before and after, and it is actually about 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after. That may be a little fungible, but it's approximately that. And usually what it is the 2 weeks before, kind of maybe if you are clued in, we'll say, oh, this may be what's going to be happening that you need to think about or learn. Please don't do that, Sun Man.
Sunny. Hey.
He's going to knock over our camera, so we're on alert at the moment. Oh, maybe
There
not.
he goes.
But the 2 weeks after is kind of like after that retrograde is over, then maybe some of the resolution will kind of filter into your mind and you'll realize, oh, those were the issues, or this is what I was doing and this is how I understand it now. Okay, so we saw that part of the chat talk, but let's go back to Balkus reading here.
Well, I'm not going to say you're going to meet somebody at work or school, but that's highly possible here. And again, I would be very cautious about moving too fast on these relationships, because some of the cards that we're seeing here are reversed, and so there could be some conflicts or difficulties. And the snake card to me makes me question people's motives. So because the snake is kind of a sneaky character, and also, somebody who may have ulterior motives for, maybe why they want to have a relationship with you. So the outlook right now for me, and a caution I would give you, is to take this very, very slow.
I would agree with that. I do feel like maybe from an institutional point of view, this person may show up there, that maybe this is some place where you already are about in your day. So like Banshee said, maybe it's school, maybe it's work, maybe it's a social club or setting.
Something you belong, yeah, right. A group you
But
belong to.
but I do feel that the snake does caution us to be careful, because even in its least harmful way, this could just be a glib talker. Maybe they don't necessarily mean to do you harm, but maybe they're only interested in that one thing, quote unquote. And so that may not provide towards a more serious relationship.
And that's what we have for you right now, Balkus. I don't know that it's very clear as to
The
when,
specifics.
but I do think that there is a time factor here. So take it slow, and definitely you should be the ones to start initiating and moving on, opening doors to making a relationship happen. Testing the waters, dating, but maybe more on a casual basis at first. Okay?
All right, thank you, Balkus, and come again.
And do come again. Smiling Soul, what's up with you? You are next.
Smiling Soul. And yeah, you really know some of this Mercury stuff. That's actually pretty cool. But you know what I think about Mercury retrograde is, like, we're never as prepared as we can be, no matter if we think like we're focusing on that 2 weeks or like, oh, this is going to be what it'll be about. Yeah, maybe.
But either way, how can we control computers going down? If we get sick, we have to see a doctor, even though it's not the best time for that during the retrogrades. You can't plan your life around them sometimes.
Okay, so this looks like a sort of twofold question. You're welcome, Balkus. Thank you
You're
as
welcome,
well.
Balkus.
So Smiling Soul wants to know that her book, which is almost done, will it do better than the others, way better? And will they be able to get on a talk show to get it sold? And yes, it seems to me like making appearances does help. Depending on your subject matter, maybe in your local area, there are conventions or presentations of similar materials, and maybe you could find a way to get yourself booked to do a presentation on your show. We know people that do this, they arrive at certain events and they promote their books. So think about those kind of options too.
Why don't we do a yes, no on whether the book will do way better than the others?
Okay. And remember, all of our readings are basically snapshots in time, and we never feel that tarot is a totally 100% accurate thing, because situations on the ground always change, and people can look at things and say, I don't want that to happen, therefore I should do something else. So what we're saying is maybe possibly giving you a warning or just a suggestion.
The going to any reader or psychic, you should always keep that in mind, that you're the one who controls your destiny.
Free will.
We tell you what we feel the vibrations are and where things are headed, but you are the decider, and you can make choices and decisions that changes that outlook. And we hope we give you knowledge to work on so that you can make appropriate changes that will help you.
And so we're doing the yes or no on the first part of that question.
Yep. Oops. Whoop. Wow, I got to watch that I'm not picking up two cards at once. They're a little thin.
Plus, they're just a little bit harder, but I guess you're used to these cards, so obviously the A in the lower part tells you it's an ace.
Well, if I told you the deck I was going to read with, it was much more complicated. But what's nice about this is not only it has the ace, it has the symbols there, so it's pretty easy to figure out. Smiling Soul, I have some good news for you.
Thank you, Smiling Soul.
You have two aces, which is a probable yes, and they're both upright.
Yay!
So that's the ace of which one again?
Wands.
It is the wands.
The ace of wands, which is about enterprise and growth.
Yes. And the ace of cups, which is joy and happiness.
Yes. Good things beginning.
And even better, you have a major arcana card upright. You have the emperor. And The Emperor is indicative of somebody who is totally in command and control of things, you know? So I think if you've really,
They plot their course.
yeah, if you've plotted it out well, you have it all organized, you know, and you're ready to go, I think it's a yes,
So
you
this one
know,
looks
that
like
this
it's
will work
most
out for
likely it's
you.
going to be more of a better selling book than your
Yes.
previous ones, and that basically perhaps some part of the arrangement will give you more control over some of this too. So what are you doing now? That
Well, I
texture.
pulled out a card to see if she would get on a talk show. Interestingly enough, I got Temperance, which I don't know. I think you're going to have to go with the flow of things. I think you should definitely try, you know, put feelers out there, send your book blurbs out to various mediums and see what happens. I kind of think there is a flow, there is a possibility, but give it a shot.
I think that this says that it is a possibility because I think what this card implies to me is there's a calmness here and a sense of balance and a sense of positioning the elements so that they are functional for you. So I think like basically I'm just going to go out there and say you are going to meet a connection or you're going to hear about a connection. I'm sort of getting this as a minor intuitive flash. You're going to get a connection, and so when you have that first meeting, that first interview, that situation, just try to be as poised and calm and as balanced as you can. Your first appearance, if it's this or whenever it comes, will be important to be that person, the serenity that you should embody.
Okay, I have the Lenormand for you, Smiling Soul, and it's interesting because I have the fox and the ship, and the fox is often about work, you know, so, but also it is about being crafty and sly and smart, using your noodle about how you do things. So in this case with the ship, I'm thinking you may have to do a little bit of traveling, you know, to get on that talk show. You may have to go to, you know, some other state or whatever to do this. Maybe a book tour of sorts, a mini book tour, and maybe, you know, putting out feelers in other locations because the ship is about movement and change.
Yes, and as a non-reader of the Lenormand, I just go with what the symbol tells me, and I'm thinking this is saying that you're going to see this opportunity to get involved in something that will help you promote your book, and it's basically about how you apply yourself cleverly, your wit. I just have a feeling like your wit in how you present things will be noticed. You know, there's a cleverness about how you say things, and I think that will be noticed.
You're just going to have to think outside the box a little bit too. I like to say that with the fox as well. You know, he's
That's true.
crafty and he thinks, you know, he goes out of his way to think of some ingenious way to get things done. And so I think it looks very positive. This is a really good reading for you as far as this venture goes, Smiling Soul. So I wish you the best, as always.
We do wish you the best, and we know you will tell us what's going on, and we will share with your joy. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, LS, are you with us?
And while we're waiting for LS, I'm going to warm up my
Yeah, why
deck, the
don't you warm
Tarot
up your
Night
deck?
Sun.
Absolutely. Give mine a
This
rest.
is an interesting deck, and I like collecting decks that sometimes occasionally have different readings that are made for it that maybe are specifically for the strengths.
Joao KLS, would you like a reading? You are definitely on the list, Joao, but you are a little ways down yet.
You are on the list, yeah. So let's and Desiree's new here, so
hi, Desiree.
we're gonna add you to the list. We are doing fine. We hope you are too. So LS, go ahead and give us a question or a sense of a general reading or whatever it is you want to do. You're welcome, Smiling Soul.
Hey, Desiree, welcome to the stream, and I have you on the list. I'm going to go.
Perhaps you can ask for another one.
I'm going to go through the list while he's shuffling and let everybody know where they are. Get you up to date. So we're reading for LS right now. We have Butterfly A, and then JW, and then Jacob R, Joao, K Dash, and Desiree. Or Desiree? Okay. So that's the list. And Ellis, what do you have for us today?
She's probably typing out a paragraph.
Well, I don't know if Balkus is still with us. Balkus, are you still there? Well, okay. He will tune in next time, or she, and I will give some more information to them. Can I know if I'll be back at my old workplace in about a month and a half? Wow, okay, that's pretty specific.
Yes or no?
So, yes or no for that.
Alrighty, here we go.
And we'll do a Lenormand. And while he's doing that, LS, I'm going to quickly throw a affirmation card for you. This is Cheryl Richardson's daily affirmation cards. And so for the workplace, I'm just going to throw at you. You're excited to share the things you... Oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Sorry. That is not for you. Your workplace is a drama-free zone that brings peace and fulfillment. Somehow I grabbed 2 decks at once. My goodness.
Oh dear.
I know.
Okay.
You absolutely can give us an update. We want to know.
We like the feedback.
You know, we can't always be perfect, and when we're not, we want to hear it. When we are, we definitely want to hear it.
And give us a chance to obfuscate and make up a reason for
Make up
why
excuses.
it did or didn't happen that way.
Because we're a team.
A team of connivers.
And we enable we enable each other.
And we have Coma Kitty with us today. He is kind of sacked out.
He likes my Baroque Bohemian Cat Tarot, I notice.
Is that what it is? Alrighty, here we go, Ellis.
Wow.
Dang!
Got an ace on the first card. Wow.
You know this one already, don't you?
What's that one?
7 of Cups.
Okay.
Okay, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is, but it's leaning towards
It's
yes,
leaning towards
absolutely.
yes. It is leaning absolutely towards yes. So there's only maybe a smaller chance it won't happen.
And the thing is, you've got the aces in a relatively few amount of
they
cards.
don't usually show up so quick.
Which
so.
means that, yes, it is going to happen soon.
An immediacy kind of thing. But I'm curious about this one here because you also got the upright 7 of Cups. And that card generally goes with fantastical dreaming or thoughts. It could be somebody who just has so many different things on their mind that they can't focus. So sometimes it presents that way that there's sort of like a lot of things that are taking up your time and your mental energy. But it could also mean too that you have really a lot of dreams. And so it's really about maybe finding the best ones to focus on. So putting it in the context of your question, my thought would be that maybe you like going back there, but maybe you're also still wanting something else, and maybe there's maybe a possibility of an opportunity when you go back to maybe be trained or mentored in some other aspect of the work there, or to move into a different division or department or something. So I'm sort of thinking there's some sort of opportunity that's coming to you, and it may seem nebulous, but it's just maybe a matter of focusing on that.
So what I'd like to say is that, I also think it's possible that, you're also thinking about other potential opportunities that could exist around you. And also you're wondering how to better achieve emotional fulfillment on this job. Things maybe you're
you have
thinking
2
about
cups.
what you can do at work to, make things even more exciting and interesting for you. What can keep your interest there?
Okay, I like that. That's pretty cool.
And
So now we're going to take a look at the Lenormand.
Yeah. Oops. Oh my goodness. Well, I will say one thing, LS. You are going to get news soon that, and it looks to me of a partnership or of some kind of agreement, contractual it could be. And clearly you see it's a heart there. It's really about love. It's going to make you very happy. So I think if you want to go back, it's going to happen. You are going to get news that you want to hear at any rate.
Is there somebody there that you're very fond of? Not necessarily like you're in love with them, but there's somebody there who is just really close to you in a certain way.
Or maybe you like to work for?
Or yeah, but I get the feeling like it's a personal connection maybe. I don't know. Or that maybe once you're back in the saddle, you know, this will happen, that you may meet somebody who will be a very good friend of yours there or more, who knows. But I do think there's some new situation happening too. It seems to me like things will flutter in and flutter out like with the birds. And so once again, like with the dream connection of the Seven of Cups, it is important to just pay attention and see what it really is, and maybe take a look at that and then move from there to decide.
And that's what we've got. It looks positive. If that's what you want to do and you want to go back, it is definitely an opening for you.
So we hope that helps. And do update us.
Hey, Butterfly, are you with us?
Yes, Butterfly, it is now your turn.
Your time
Butterfly
has come.
A. So if you're still with us, just let us know if you're looking at a general reading or if you have a question.
Okay.
Dario.
Like a soulmate or twin flame. Okay, a connection.
And thank you for adding that, Ellis. That's sort of what I feel there too. Like there maybe is more than one super close friend. So this is, you know, like a homecoming in a way for you. Okay, am I doing my deck again?
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
so
yeah, go
what
ahead.
is the connection with Dario? So that's kind of a question.
I think we're going to throw 3 cards on that.
Alrighty.
Very hearty. Well, that's good. And that's why you probably got that card. There's just a lot of joy, but also that card, you know, because it can indicate, it indicates a real relationship there. Like you have an established relationship there.
I'd say it's a super close friend, somebody that really makes you feel good about being there. Maybe there's more than one person like that, though. I get the feeling like maybe there could be more than one person like that. And I wish that were true for me. There's only like maybe 2 or 3 people that I think are my besties at work, you know, so I cherish them. They recently celebrated my birthday by bringing me a whole bunch of those Keurig coffee pods. I got enough to last me past the new year. Yeah, I drink that much coffee.
Instead of Mr. O, I should just call him Mr. Coffee.
Mr. Coffee O.
All right. There you go.
You are welcome, Ellis.
3. You are very welcome. And yeah, okay, because that 7 of Cups is all about that, Ellis.
Okay, Butterfly A, we're taking a look at these cards. We have pulled up the 3 of Wands, upright, the reversed Devil, the Devil reversed.
Which one is that?
And that is the 2 of Pentacles upright. So, let's see. Is Dario Soul Flame or Twin Flame? Or Soulmate or
Twin Flame? You know, it's interesting because we've got the 2 here. And we've got a 3 of Wands. I almost want to say maybe possibly a Twin Flame. But I'm not sure I'm getting that exactly. What I would say about this relationship is that there is something about Dario that really makes you feel liberated and free from maybe some things that oppressed you in the past. You feel more free of spirit.
We have a situation. No, we can't let him sit. He has something that
Oh,
should
okay.
not be there.
Okay. I see.
We're going to take a real fast break here.
Yep. Pause for a moment.
You
We
can
will
talk
be
if you
right
want. I
back.
don't know what I'm going to.
Okay, everybody. Sorry for that interruption. We'll have the camera up in just a moment.
Needless to say,
Is that
what?
is that better?
As far as I can
Okay.
tell.
All right. We had a little cat problem, but all is better now. So apologies. You can hear us okay? We had to put the mic off for a moment.
No, we actually didn't. We left the mic on, so you may have
I
heard.
turned this one off.
Oh, okay, better. Well, into every life a little something has to happen, and that's pretty much what happened with Sunny. So we're not going to go there. But back to you,
Yes.
Butterfly.
Sorry, Butterfly. I would go ahead. You were starting to say something, I believe.
I sort of feel that these present what you had said, kind of maybe a little bit of karma or some connection. But to me, this card is probably the key card
I
because
think so too.
I think.
Okay, did you show the cards?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
What did you say previously about this one?
Very, there's somebody who makes you feel very free and empowered, very much a stronger person. If you've had a lot of hang-ups or emotional issues or felt oppressed in your past, this is somebody who can make you feel lighter of spirit and energy.
Either Dario is this or Dario makes you feel this, but what I'm picking up is the quality of somebody who has really overcome some problems. And some of those problems might have been about the things that were dragging them down. Now, maybe that's what Dario does for you, is that they give you this idea that you're better than that and you can overcome some problems. Or maybe this is what Dario is, that there's somebody who has actually overcome some struggles. And I do feel that the Two of Pentacles possibly does indicate some.
There's something here that really connects you, I think, together. The Two of Pentacles, it's like that showing that dual thing. I'm really leaning towards twin flame.
And I don't understand those concepts as well as soulmate, perhaps. But what I do feel is that with the Three of Wands, it sort of sounds like there's still this amount of time for this thing to come to you, that the connection is really there. The connection is there, but you just can't quite get to that same page.
Hi, Tana. The list is still open and I've added you. Welcome.
Welcome, Tana. So, do you want to throw a Lenormand now or another
I
card?
do, because I want to see if there's anything else. And as far as it goes with soulmates and twin flames, I don't know. I maybe approach it a little differently than some people, but sometimes people think that twin flames cannot get together like soulmates can. But I disagree with that. I think that, that is highly possible as well. I think, even with soulmates, sometimes soulmates they're meant to be together, but they don't always connect necessarily either. They connect on a deeper level, but sometimes, they may have things that have pulled them away from each other.
Well, there's a lot of variation, and I've never
Yeah.
been able to totally understand it, because I sort of get the feeling like maybe for some people, you may have a soulmate in an earlier part of your life, and then you may have a different soulmate in a later part of your life. So I don't know how mutually exclusive
Well,
those things are
And
from each other.
soulmates are people you might have spent, previous lifetimes with. So, yeah, and that doesn't necessarily mean you will connect on that same deep level in this lifetime.
Alrighty, what you got?
Okay, you have the the park there, and you have the key. And I think the key to this relationship right now and what's going on maybe with the two of you is to keep the connections open and keep it very social, keep it very light for now. Maybe there is deeper feelings and deeper things going on between the two of you, but the lighter you keep it right now, I think the better it would be for you both to develop more.
I'm just going to categorically agree with that. I don't get anything more specific than that. And I just sort of feel like time will tell the tale that there is something sound
There's
between
definitely
you.
something sound.
But it just is going to have a little problem getting to that point in the cycle. It's kind of like the metaphor of the wheel of fortune in a way, only this time it's applied to maybe two wheels spinning, and one has a point for you and one has a point for Dario, and they just have to get into the same space at the same time. So some of that is timing, some of that is fate, and some of that is what you can work on too. Hope that helps.
Yeah, I hope that helps for now. And do feel free to check again with us, Butterfly. Hey, Jay Walker. You're up.
All right, Jay. We'll continue with my deck for now.
No, we will use mine now.
Oh, okay. Okay then.
We will give mine a shot.
Okay,
Describe
so
your
was it
singing
more?
voice.
Well, I think it was more soulmate.
Oh.
Because we didn't really say if it was one
Well,
more
actually,
or the other.
I did, but I was leaning towards twin flame.
Okay.
So we have a disagreement.
Well, I have to admit, and this is really bad on my part, but I don't think I fully understand the twin flame concept. It's kind of like when people used to, in the 60s, talk about the enlightened, age of Aquarius. And then, you flash forward 20 or 30 years later and everybody's talking about indigo children. And now we're talking about something else. And it just seems like we keep coming up with concepts and names for really the same thing all the time, enlightenment or non-enlightened. I'm shuffling, right?
Yes, you are. Jay is challenging us once again with a real interesting question. We're going to describe his singing voice.
One thing I've
in
learned
3
about
cards.
singing voices, because I do a little singing, but most people ask me if I can sing tenor 10 or 15 miles away. But I do think that sometimes the way we sound to ourselves when we're talking or singing is not necessarily the way we really sound to others, because we have this bony head here, and so the sound we hear is generally filtered through that. It's coming through our head, and so our voice sounds actually a little lower in tones than it really is. You probably know that already. I've been avoiding getting to the question and the answer, maybe. 3 cards to describe Jay's singing voice. This is fun in a way. This almost reminds me of that Tarot Together thing where we just went off.
Well, maybe we'll get to that tonight if we get through all of our readings. That would be nice.
Okay, what do you got?
Oh well. They are reversed. We have the Tower reversed. We have the Knight of Swords reversed. And we have the Four of Wands reversed. Now,
May I?
yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to take a stab at this one. And I'm going to say that your singing voice has the ability to bring things back together when people feel a lot has been lost. Okay, I'm getting that from the Tower reversed. And that in some ways it sort of just moves swiftly, like there's, I'm going to say, like maybe you have a style of singing that, in the olden days they would call that scat singing, the sort of the jazz verbalization. So like you can just hit lots of syllables quickly. That's not necessarily describing your voice. That's more describing maybe the style of singing. And then also, I think that generally speaking, your singing makes people happy. So you have a happy sounding voice.
Well, I'm not sure I'm getting that. I've got 3 reversals here. I'm going to go on a different element than Mr. O. But I would say that, the wands and the swords together indicate to me that you have a very strong voice, I feel, and that, so you can really project, and there's a power to it, and also that possibly you really need to think about rehearsing more. I hate to say it. I'm looking at the tower reversed here, and I'm thinking to myself that, maybe you need to rethink some of the things that you're doing and practice more. Maybe because maybe some of the things that you've done in the past haven't worked out as well as you might have liked, and that it's time to change it up a little bit. In other words, repeating patterns, is great, but maybe it's time to strike out and, do something new. And in order to do that, you're going to have to practice more and get into the rhythm of doing that. I mean, I know this isn't exactly describing your singing voice. It's maybe more describing your singing in general, as far as my interpretation's going.
Well,
So how did we do?
does any of this have some sort of ring of truth to you? Who knows, right?
Well, let's see. He says yes,
Okay.
but I do sense a strong voice there.
Well, I pick up the qualities of bringing things together, what your voice does for people, what it feels like to people, and I feel like it brings things together and it helps promote some happiness. What you got?
Well, fortunately, the way I drew this, I am looking at it. I got the clouds and the lilies. And the clouds, depending on how you draw them, and the way I'm looking at it, see with the light side pointing towards the lilies. So that's positive. And so what I'm going to say is that you can certainly light up a room and brighten things up with your voice, and that you have a very mature sounding voice as well. Because lilies are either about maturity. One could also say maybe there's a little bit of sexiness to the voice, because the lilies are a little bit about that.
So just remember that we knew you first, and we get a ticket to
Yeah.
your show
Right.
when you're famous.
Right. You have to invite us, and yes.
And I can't really add to that. I sort of feel, oh, look who's here with us.
So it sounds like it's strong, fiery, sexy, and lifts people's spirits.
You do have a sexy voice, or you don't. I don't know. The list is still open.
Yeah, well, I have you on, Tana. I don't know if you heard me mention that earlier, but you are on the list. Don't worry, we will get to you. We still have over an hour left, so we're doing fine. And Jay, you're very welcome, Jay.
You're welcome.
I hope we've brightened your day with that one. And Jacob, hey Jacob, if you're with us, you're next. I'm going to go through the list again to remind people of where they are, who's left. So we have Jacob, who's up now. Joao, you will be after Jacob. K Dash will be after that. Desiree, you will be next after K Dash, and then Tana.
This is our sassy cat.
Yes, Sassy has come to join us.
She has joined us, which is
Yeah.
very rare for her.
Mm-hmm.
She's, I love them all dearly, but sometimes I think I love her the best because there's just something so appealing about her, and she really
Well, she's
likes,
a real lovey cat.
she's
She
a very
is.
lovely cat.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello, baby.
Sorry, we have to take a cat moment. Okay, so, all right, so Jacob, if you're with us, could you let us know your question again?
I think that's possible.
Oh, it's possible. Oh, your phone went dead. Okay, Tina, I get that.
Well, you're still in
Maybe
place on
it's
the
still
list.
some of the Mercury retrograde shadow that's affecting things.
Did you put those back in?
I did not.
Oops. Well, I
But
already
we're
knew
still
that
waiting
question
on
because
Jacob.
I saw them
We're
there.
going to give Jacob another chance.
Yeah, and we're sorry, Jacob, if you show up late, you will have to go to the bottom of the list. So this is really what you need to do.
They'll be the readers. Well, you know, it is highly possible we can have them pick the cards someday.
Yes, I've thought about this, you know.
And like I said, if we have time at the end of our live stream, we might do some more of our tarot together, so stay tuned. But it all depends how many people come and join us for readings. We will cut it off at some point, the list.
You know, it occurs to me, Ellis, that, you know, maybe for the kiddies, the tarot isn't their medium. So, like, maybe we'll bring out the catnip and, oh, you got your wish.
Oh, no. Here comes number 2. Well, so anyway, Jacob, I'm giving you a last call. If you're here, please speak now. Let us know. Otherwise, we're going to go to the next person. Going once. Going twice.
Three's the charm.
All right, Jacob. Oh, Jacob is there. There he is. Okay. Jacob, you're up. So if you have a question for us or if you just want a general reading, either type your question out or let us
Jacob
know.
may have gave us a question earlier, but I don't remember that. Let's see if I can scroll back and look for that.
Okay, so we're on Jacob.
We might have missed somebody.
Who?
Violetan?
When did Violet Tan come? After Jay Walker?
Maybe. I'm not sure when that was. I
Violet
think it was,
Tan, are you with us? Because I don't see you on the list.
well, more recently, possibly. Oh dear.
Violet Tan, okay, what is Jacob on? Why don't you ask about him? What are his intentions? Should I let it go? Okay.
Okay, that's keeping it pretty vague to test our skills.
That's all right, Jacob. So we'll do a card about him, and then we'll do a card about intentions, and should you let it go? So maybe we'll get some insight in what is going on with him at the moment. All right, let me shuffle. Violet Tan, are you there?
I'm not sure how we missed that.
I don't know how we missed, because it just happened pretty quickly.
If I have a moment, I can go
yes.
through.
I see where Violet came in. Was right
Thank you. We have a third cat too who occasionally jumps up, and that one is all black, and they're all siblings. They're from the
Did you
same
cut-
litter. These two have the same markings, but they're different colors.
So this one is Sunny, and the gray one is Sassy.
And the black one is Shadow.
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 Because Shadow thinks she's special. Okay. A little bit about him right at this time. We've got the Knight of Wands upright. This person is a quick mover, I would say.
They have a lot of fiery energy. They
Yes.
have growthful energy.
Do they happen to be a fire sign by chance?
They may present as very friendly, but also very enterprising.
Mm-hmm. And they seem to be coming headlong into your life in some way.
They mostly would seem to be a trustworthy kind of person, somebody that may be a partner or helper to you, mostly.
Okay, the second card is
The Queen of, is that Pentacles again?
the Queen of Coins, yes. Okay, so intentions are growthful in a way, positive. Like maybe there's they feel there's a potential for something deeper to develop?
Right. Well, it's kind of interesting because whereas the Knight of Wands sort of represents a person who can bring growth or who is about growth, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's kind of
Manifests
really
it.
manifested, really is a doer. So those kind of energies. And even though that person is not a fire sign, is a water sign, they may have elements in their chart that make them fiery or energetic in that way.
Okay, okay.
And then the final card you have is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is reversed.
And so that was, should you let it go? Well,
It maybe you will be drawn back to what the situation is. Like maybe you did take a time out, or they took a time out, or some circumstance sort of said, oh, I need to let this go for now. I need to take a breather on it.
should you let it go? I'm going to say there's a possibility you should keep that door open only because the Four of Swords reversed is movement in a way. You were in a state of contemplation and, or like he said, maybe a timeout period, and now there's movement. But is it movement back? Or is it movement away from something? I think that remains to be seen, and I'm going to do some Lenormand to see if it gives us more clarity, of course. But there's definitely going to be a move one way or the other here. Let me see what else we can determine.
Now, Venus in Aries, so that's where the fire is. But Venus is generally something that appreciates beauty, something that is a little bit easier on the eyes, gentler with the tone, that kind of thing. It is the love connection or the emotional connection. So that could be saying that within the realm of Aries, is sort of like they are pretty forward about their feelings in terms of emotions. They're pretty much not afraid to mince words.
Wow. Okay. So I drew.
That's Sassy. That's our Sassy cat?
Yeah, this is Sassy.
Sassy. Hello there, baby. She's like, why is everybody looking at me?
She's sleepy.
A little bit.
So I drew the home card, which is interesting, and a letter, which to me in this case could indicate, Jacob, that this person could be coming back. And there could be news about that. I'm almost getting the feel there could be a return.
Well, that's what I sort of felt with the Four of Swords over with the other cards here. This one, that there was that idea of returning to the activity or coming back to the situation. And so I don't know if that's really you or this other person, but I get the feeling like somebody is going to make that overture and that maybe it'll come in some specific communication.
Sometimes we often encourage people to make that move first, but in this case, I almost think you should play a wait and see because I have a feeling news is going to come from them.
Okay, let's clean up our list a little bit because Laura H has just joined us. Hi, Laura, once again.
Hey, Laura, I will add you onto the list.
And we need to either make a judgment call with Violetan. Did you already put them down again?
Is Violetan back? I called for her several times.
Well, it wasn't necessarily their turn.
No. I'm going to put her on at the end since I haven't heard from her. She might have left because we didn't mention her on the list, so I do feel bad about that.
Well, we may make an adjustment if we have to.
We do apologize. We're trying to keep up with the list as best we can, so we might make an error once in a while.
You're welcome.
And in that case, we may have to ask occasionally if we can slip somebody in that we have missed in between readings. But right now, since Violetan has not answered, and hi, Mystic Dreamer.
Hi, Mystic Dreamer.
I'll add you as well. So we're going to have to get rolling here because now we're in our
And you're
last
welcome,
hour.
Jacob, and I would appreciate it if maybe you come back sometime and tell us how that's going.
Absolutely.
That was a good test for us in a way because you didn't give us too much information, so you made us work a little bit for it, which I think is a good way for us to read cards. It betters our skills. It generally tends to make me achieve that occasional little flash of intuition that I might get. So
Yes.
I appreciate that. Thank
Okay,
you.
so we are next with Joao. It is your turn, And if you could just remind us of your question, I
Oh,
think you posted
you had a
it
specific
earlier.
company that you wanted to know if you should accept their offer.
Let's not keep moving up the list because I think I lose track of where I'm at when I do that. The job office from a particular place. Okay. So we're gonna do a yes/no on that. Do you want my
All right.
cards or yours?
Let's go switch back to
Okay,
my
let's
deck.
switch back to yours.
Alrighty. And once again, I'm using the Night Sun Tarot, which has some really nice imagery. Part of it is dark, but it's not all dark. There's a lot of vivid greens and reds in there, but some of the images are a little bit goth and maybe appropriate for darker readings or darker thoughts. I don't know. You know, we're composed of light and dark, all of us, you know.
It's true.
We are. And for those who are tuning in, this is Sassy Cat.
Any announcements while I shuffle?
Well, I'll remind people that your Soul Stories has made a big flash. Soul Stories, which are signs, synchronicities, omens, messages from spirit. Banshee shared a wonderful story about her aunt and her mom, and that was on last week, November 13th. And there will be future stories that basically go to the heart of what's going on with this great mystical world of synchronicity.
Synchronicities, timing, luck, messages from spirit, all of that stuff. I've had it all in my family and in my life. So I want to share them because I want people to start thinking about the magical occurrences that happen in their lives as well. And even in times of grief, you know, there are often things that happen, you know, to either console you or to give you a message, a sign of hope. And that's what I'm hoping my soul stories will help provide.
You're welcome. And yeah, it's there, so you'll be able to watch that. It's about 30 minutes long. So
This one's about the longest
grab
one,
a snack.
I think. So after that, there'll be some shorter ones. I have one coming up in December that will be a lot of fun. I'll just say that I enjoyed this story when it happened to me. That's a hint. It's a good one. What was that card? Oh.
Not what you wanted.
I think you... Okay, go ahead. Good job.
Thank you. It's always good when you say that.
Just checking, because I distracted you.
I think you distract yourself.
No.
Count those because you were distracting me, and it is possible that I did not count them right. Meanwhile, card cam will show kitties in proximity.
No, you did it right.
They're
You
like
did
yin
it
and
right.
yang right now. Look at that. The yin and yang kitties.
Wow, this is a really interesting one for you, Joelle. It's leaning towards no, but I'm not so sure it's a completely definite no.
I feel that way about these readings is that sometimes
Well-
the indications are no, but the other cards really say no, there's something there.
Well, first off, I said that wrong because a definite no would be no aces at all, and you
Right.
did get an ace, which is the Ace of Pentacles. You also got the Three of Pentacles in this deck upright, and
Ooh,
you also got the...
That's powerful.
That is powerful. And you also got the Strength card, though, reversed. And what I would say to you is that it's possible that you deserve... I don't know how you feel about this company. You obviously must feel pretty good. But in the end, maybe there's going to be something lacking about the offer. Oh, they gave you a job. Did they give you this job offer already, Joelle?
Well, they're asking if she should accept the offer, so maybe it...
He or she?
What?
I'm sorry, who?
They are asking if
okay.
they should accept the offer.
Okay. Okay, so you must have gotten one already then, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it almost seems as though maybe there's possibly a better opportunity for you out there, because this card is indicating somebody who is very accomplished or good at what they do, and that it's possible that they won't recognize that as much as maybe some other place might. How do you feel?
I don't know. I actually was going a little bit different direction here because I sort of feel like there's only a sort of
Okay, they do.
possibility that you should accept it, but I don't know that pertains to something else. It sort of pertains to this job, in my opinion.
I
That
think it pertains to him and his work, the way he accomplishes his work.
they well, yeah, it could be, but I'm actually wondering if this is saying that if they did accept the offer, there would.
Okay.
No, I see what you're saying. Okay, I suddenly put it together. Um, I'm not sure if I feel it from the same way you do. You're saying that there would be more praise or a better fit in some ways somewhere else, possibly that hasn't manifested yet.
Correct.
But the Ten of Wands seems to
Oh,
indicate.
is that the 10?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
What did you think it was?
I don't know, but it doesn't say 10. And oh, there it is. Ah, the print on his deck. I need a magnifying glass. Oh, my goodness.
I saw it.
Okay. Well, this changes my outlook a little bit, Joao. It's interesting that you got a probably no here, because
There's some burden or sense of responsibility here.
I have to think about this. Give me a second. You know, with the Ten of Wands, it seems like if you accept this position, it might be more than you anticipated. It might be a little bit of a heavier burden or load than you expected.
But the reward?
The reward could be great. I think they would appreciate what you can do for them. But, you know, do you really want to be that busy and burdened?
Yeah, it sounds like it's really a lot of responsibility.
I feel like it's a lot of responsibility, and you might get recognized for your efforts, but it may not be worth it to you, you know, on a physical level,
Follow-up question.
mental level.
Can we do that? Figure out how to pick between the two?
We'll do a very quick one for you because we got some other things to do here. So I'm going to draw Lenormand on your previous quest. Well, actually, I'm not. Let's do that. Pull 2 cards, 1 for each.
Well,
And I will pull Lenormand just as a general overview to see if I get an idea.
do you want me to go ahead and do the pick?
Yes.
Okay, so will I say that the first one is about UK International and the second one is about Douglas and Gordon?
Yes.
So this first card is that one. And it's the 9 of Pentacles, right?
Reversed.
Reversed.
Okay, so that was which one was that? That was the
UK
International.
International.
Okay. And this one is, oh gosh. Oh my
Gordon.
goodness.
And we have,
We have a cat pile here.
she's interested in something that she smells.
I know. Well, so
Hello, dear.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is cat heaven here.
no, it's not.
Okay, it's cat hell.
Okay.
We're not getting to the point here, so let's try to.
We have to move on because we got a lot of readings. Matter of fact, we should probably cut it off with Mystic Dreamer being the last.
Okay.
And then if we have time to refresh anybody, we will. So, okay, the 9 of Pentacles reversed is telling me that one may not be as materially beneficial for you.
That's UK International.
That's UK International. You know, even though this job might be burdensome with the offer that you have right now, you have the Magician up right here, which seems to indicate to me that you have what it takes for this job, even though it might tax you a bit physically and mentally.
I'm also getting the idea, too, that with Douglas and Gordon, you're going to have autonomy there too that you might not necessarily have at the other place. I don't see anything that doesn't indicate that, but this one, the Magician, clearly indicates a sense of willpower, autonomy, being in control of it. With the Nine of Pentacles reversed, well, it seems to me like this one would not be as materially contented for you. Or it may feel like they're going to give you a lot more of what you want, but it's just not going to please you for some reason. Maybe because there are actually more expectations from you with UK International. I'm wondering.
And I drew some interesting Lenormand cards for you. The Star and the Mice.
Number 3 is Shadow, the black one that was up here for a moment.
Shadow.
Shadow.
As I like to call her.
Okay, so we have the Mice and we have the Star?
Well,
Or is that
yes,
the compass?
and this is a very interesting combination in that the mice usually means a lessening. So in other words, what I would say is you're going to have success. There's clear success here for you. The Star is all about success and hope and optimism, but maybe in a lesser degree than what you imagined. It's not going to be an all out wow, but it's going to be okay. I mean, it's going to be good for you.
I think so too, and I just think that if right now things have been a little bit edgy, dicey, and you've been feeling a little bit of the pinch financially or otherwise, this will also lesson too that this choice will bring you a decent income. What's up?
Okay, so that's what we have for you today, Joelle. Thank you for waiting. And I know K-Dash, if you're still with us, you've been waiting a long time as well. It's your turn if you're still here. And if you could repeat your question, I would greatly appreciate it. And so now I'm going to go through the list again too while we're waiting for Kay. Desiree will be next. Tana will be after that. Laura, you're very welcome, Joelle. Laura will be after that.
You're welcome.
And if Violetan is here, she will be after that. And then Mystic Dreamer. And that will wrap us for today, I think. We hopefully can get through them all. And if we can, then maybe we'll have, and we still have a few minutes left, maybe we'll have a little fun at the end of our live stream today.
Okay, K-Dash is here.
K-Dash. Okay, should you go to LA to see my little cousin in December for an opportunity or go to the audition in February? Both are linked to career goals. Okay. So that
An
sounds
either or?
and like an either or. Let's use my cards for this. We'll see what happens when we pull one for each. So the first cards we pull will be for
Visiting cousin in LA.
cousin. And the other one will be for the audition. Let you shuffle. I think we'll try something a little different with this one. But definitely the cards for each, yes. Well, glad to have everybody with us today. It's a great Thursday. Usually Thursdays are a little slower, so we're just so happy that everybody showed up today. That's awesome.
Well, our trajectory has been good. We seem to be sought after.
And if you've been joining us on Facebook and Twitter, I mean, I've been getting so many followers on Twitter. It's just been wonderful lately communicating with everybody there that I've met. It's been fantastic. And so if you're on Facebook and Twitter, look for us there. We do some fun things there as well. Okay, so the first card
is about LA.
The one, and the second card is for the other. And I'm also going to throw some Lenormand for each of those choices. We're going to do it that way.
Okay, do you want me to say anything?
Not yet. What is this card? This is the
Queen
Queen
of
of
Swords.
Swords. And
Reversed.
the other one is, oh, okay. Well, let me see what we get. Wow. Okay, so the first card for visiting your little cousin in December for an opportunity, we have the Queen of Swords reversed, which indicates that to me, I don't think it would be a wise decision to go with that opportunity. It's not showing as a wise decision. And also it shows that something might be coming to an end or a conclusion there, maybe a false start even. It's really odd for me because these two cards are kind of heavy in the Lenormand. The cross is either death or endings, but the nine of but this one here, the bouquet, is a gift of some sort. So I'm almost thinking that something is coming to an end. Something good could not manifest. Maybe the opportunity, the good opportunity that you were expecting might not manifest as you would have liked it to.
That's what I feel about that card in general.
And with the
That the
Queen
Queen
of
of Swords sort of indicates that maybe this opportunity is not really going to come to you. It might be that you'll just get a nice visit there with your cousin, but that opportunity may not pan out. Maybe they can't work you into the schedule the time you're going to be there. With those, I sort of feel like they might be related to that, but I also see the possibility that maybe they're incidental to that. That maybe it's possible that the reason you get passed over is because something else keeps you on the home base. Maybe it's this situation which you have to clear up that either involves the ending of a project or a situation, and you may have to be attendant to that.
I could see that, but I'm going to go with what I said.
Sure.
However, let's talk about this other opportunity here, the audition in February. You have the Ace of Cups upright,
Beautiful card.
and in the Lenormand, you have the birds, and you have the, what is the other one
The
there?
ring.
Oh gosh, the ring. Now, the ring to me indicates a potential contract or commitment of some sort. Think about a wedding ring, it's a commitment. The birds is news or a lot of activity and talk about you. I think it's all positive because of the Ace of Cups,
The Ace of Cups. Go ahead.
the beginning of some emotional happiness.
Yeah, this is the beginning of something that really is loving for you. This is like your heart's desire in a way.
Joy.
Yeah. And with those other two cards, the audition, which you mentioned, I get the feeling like maybe some offer is coming to you. You will find out about that. And I'm thinking it may be better to pass on LA or just make that a social visit unless, you don't have the time or the ability to do both
To do
of those
both,
trips.
right? Yeah.
Focus on the audition.
I have to say that second one looks really good.
Yeah, it looks better than the first one. The first one just looks like it's not really going to pan out. So, like I said, you would just have a nice visit with your cousin, maybe.
Well, I hope that helps you and keep us posted.
Yeah, we'd like to know more
Definitely
about
on the
that.
progress because we would certainly like to know. And subscribe to our channel and you'll be updated and notified when we come on. Do you want to give our stream schedule for everybody?
Yeah, I'm going to give the schedule again real quickly. We are here Thursdays like tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. and then Sundays from 2 to 4 p.m. Those times are Eastern Standard Time. Occasionally, there's a Sunday that I have another engagement, and so we may be in the evening around 7 to 9 like we are on Thursdays, but we will always announce that
Right.
as soon as possible. And as Banshee mentioned, we are on Facebook. We do a tarot reading for each day. We usually post that the night before, and it gives you an idea of what kind of energies are in play out there. And that's at Facebook, TFT Tarot for Today.
I fear one of my cats has damaged my cards. I have a damaged card. It's all bent. I love this deck. This is the Baroque Bohemian Cat Tarot, but they're very, very thin. So, they were made, I think it's a European deck. It looks like it came from the Czech Republic. I got this deck a long time ago. It's a beautiful deck.
Okay, so we're paging for
So
Desiree.
I don't know if I'm saying it right, Desiree.
I think
You
it's
are
Desiree.
up if you are here with us still.
Thank you, K Dash, and I hope it was helpful for you too. I really do. So
Yes.
we'll be curious to hear what happens for you.
Absolutely. Hey, hey.
Well, if he was a soulmate, if he is a soulmate, then no matter what happens with a personal relationship, the connection would always be
It's
there,
going to be strong.
and he would always be important to you. So you have to think about that.
Desiree. Okay, thank you, Desiree.
Very cool. Thank you. I knew that. So yes, I think soulmates generally are always important to you, but I think sometimes people drift out of your life and then maybe they reconnect later, because I think that is what a soulmate does too. Sometimes a soulmate may just pop into your life because they only have specific things for you. But I think soulmates can also be, rest of time lovers too, or whatever. So let's see.
I'm trying to think of how I want to do this one.
All right.
I'm going to see if I have a... Why don't you shuffle? I want to just see.
In some ways, it's a yes or no.
That's true. But I think it's a
You
little bit
want
more than
something
that.
more.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm almost ready. Okay, the first card is the situation with this person right now. Well,
One of you feels you have to give up each other, or both of you do. Like maybe there's a sense that you have to give up on the prospect of it working out, or that there's considerable sacrifices or things to give up to have this situation. Maybe, as an example, they have other strong responsibilities. Maybe they're taking care of an older parent, or maybe they're taking care of children, their own or somebody else's. So there's a sense here that there's a lot to balance and possibly to have to give up or make some allowance for.
I feel that, this relationship has, and maybe where things stand now, has really taken a lot out of the two of you, really. It's taken a lot out of both of you, either to maintain it or the fact, of even letting it go has been difficult on both of you in some ways. And
Wait, I think this card also strongly tells me that yes, this person probably is your soulmate, or as close to one as it can be. I feel there is strong soul connection because of this card, the Hangman.
that's true with the Hanged Man. He's right about that. But and it is reversed too, which means the situation right now is kind of like, are you both willing to make the necessary adjustments to work together well again? Are you willing to come together again and make the necessary changes? Somebody may have to sacrifice something, give up something in order for this to work. And reasons to distrust or trust the situation at this time, oh goodness. So, in other words, this is a reason to trust or distrust your partner. I take it if there have been some arguments or discord, some struggles between the two of you.
There's a lot of things where the soul connection is so deep, but there's a lot of things that are more on the surface that are not really very in line with each other.
Right.
It's possible that if you don't live together, that you each have very specific things about your lives, and you have not really been able to reconcile them, or certain aspects of those differences kind of move into what becomes the back and forth between you. I don't think this is so much about fighting so much as just not really exactly seeing eye to eye, knowing that emotionally the connection's really strong, but finding that there's some surface things that sort of interfere. And I don't know if you call that karma or if you just call that life's bad tricks.
Well, I do feel there's some struggles, and you know what else this card indicates is, yeah, that there's some competition between the two of you, either competing interests, that you're not exactly going in the same directions in life, and maybe that has caused some of the conflict. You have conflicting values or goals that could be causing some of the conflict. Well, and it's interesting. I pulled another 5 for you, and it's upright, and it is the 5 of Cups upright. And this is an interesting card for what the future holds. I sense that you may not be getting back together per se right away, at any rate, because it looks as though you're still looking at maybe something that has slipped away and focusing on what slipped away as opposed to what might be remaining. So, in other words, too, maybe in this relationship, there's too much focus on what's pulled you apart as opposed to what you both have in common. If you can focus more on the strengths of what the strengths were in the relationship and what was beautiful about the relationship as opposed to what threw you apart, there might be hope for the future.
I think that eventually you might get back together again, especially if this person really is your soulmate. But I don't feel it's going to happen very soon. I think
Or
both
easily.
of you, or easily. I think both of you need to really reflect on that. And I think that if there really is any mutual earnestness about this relationship, then if at all possible, you may try to seek some sort of joint counseling or joint therapy, some couple therapy. Or maybe if you have any mutual friends, maybe they would be interested in helping you sound out with each other. Because I do feel like there is something there. But
I do too.
But it's just a lot of human life. We only focus on more petty things, and then we don't really always realize what's really of value underneath. And I can say that honestly to you because Banshee and I have a lot of arguments too, and sometimes people see them and they're like, "What is up with you two?" But
and then everybody on the live stream thinks we're cute.
Beneath it all, there's a connection.
Yes,
and it's
there
just going to
is.
stay there. I will never throttle you live on camera.
Okay, and I am going to say right now, Desiree, that this is a very
Wow.
This is a very difficult combination of cards in the Lenormand that I've drawn for you. The cross and the mice. The mice is that I just feel that there's a focus on loss right now, what you've lost, again, as opposed to, the positive. And it may also indicate to me that the loss is still there, meaning that don't read too much into what your partner did. With the kiss for now, it might be, that there is this tie in, this connection under the surface. But right now, it just seems like things are not moving yet moving in a, how should I say, in a conciliatory direction.
Yeah, mostly I think that the bare ingredients of your lives together, your relationship are there. But maybe it's like, if I'm using this cooking analogy, maybe it's got to sit in the fridge overnight or whatever length of time and gel more. maybe there just needs to be something gone over more. And I also feel that with the mice, what I feel from the mice is maybe this is a feeling from him more. I don't know why, but I get the feeling like they have regrets about maybe not being able to put as much physical things into the relationship. So an example would be maybe this person doesn't feel they're a good enough wage earner to be with you, or this person doesn't have their own home yet to bring you to, or things like that. So they may be depreciating themselves a little bit. This may actually be part of the reason why you broke up, or part of the reason why there is this tension, or the situation is that they're not totally comfortable with what they are in terms of accomplishment, and they actually wish that they were more impressive to you in that regard.
I also get the feeling, Desiree, that this loss has hurt you deeply, and by these two cards being together here. So, what I would suggest to you is this, that by all means, I'm not going to tell you let it go completely, but what I am going to tell you is that maybe it is time to move forward with your life and move beyond the situation a little bit, to give yourself some breathing room from it, and to, open that door to the potential for new opportunities to develop. Because oftentimes when you do that, if something is meant to come back to you, it will.
It will.
And that's where I'm going to leave it.
Right, and I think that's good too. And I think some of that message sort of comes a little bit in the Five of Cups, maybe not exactly like that, but the idea that there are still things remaining that can come back and be more important again. All right. So we hope that helps.
I'm sorry, I didn't have better news for you, but maybe this is something you need to hear at this time. And so, and by all means, check back with us, because this is only a snapshot in time. Energies shift and change. So by all means, check back again.
All righty.
All right. And so Tana, hello there, Tana. I know you're with us, and and so it is your time. If you could repeat your question, we'll be glad to move on with your reading. How about we use your deck?
Okay.
Good luck to you, Desiree.
Good luck.
Okay, Tana. You're very welcome.
It's possible we may have lost Tana. We've lost a few people in the chat
I know.
room.
I'm going to just give her a couple minutes, because I don't want to lose anybody again. Hey, Tana.
All right, there we go.
Oh, will he be older or will he be younger? All right.
Did we answer a similar question before, or somebody else? And we sort of... No, wait. It was somebody who did have an older
younger,
person.
I think.
Right.
It might have been more of a time.
It might have been somebody else, actually. All righty.
So about attraction. Thought I had something here about attraction, but I'm not sure it's appropriate. No, so why don't we just do...
I dropped two cards.
You did?
And one was the Four of Cups, and one is the Empress. And I do feel there's a vibe here about attractiveness. Maybe it's just because they present as attractive looking women in the pictures. But in general, one is contemplation and the other is process, fertility, achievement. So I am thinking that this person maybe already will be accomplished, i.e. possibly older. And it may be a matter of really you waiting.
I would say they're definitely mature. I'm not sure how much older.
Okay, let's get to the other part.
Yeah, let's see.
That was just
what
what fell. So what falls to the floor comes to the door, they say.
Do you have a reading in mind for this one?
Probably a 3-carder.
Okay.
And then we'll just see what we see there.
Right there. Okay.
Queen of Swords reversed. King of Pentacles upright. Oh, and
Oh,
Two
wow.
of Cups.
Well, let me just say this right from the get-go, because you got the Queen and the King, and this is what? This is Swords and Pentacles. I would say that this person is definitely going to be mature and potentially older than you. I wouldn't, it's hard for me to say like how many years, but I would say there could be a span of years difference.
I think you will be really attracted to them because I think this is going to feel like one of those love at first sight things or really strong connection you'll feel. And that's
Strong
because
connection.
the Two of Cups. So this is something that maybe, it just really is a strong connection. You will be attracted to this person. They are most likely older than you. They are most likely fairly accomplished in their life.
Could be an earth sign.
Could be an earth sign. I also get the connection of money. Like this is somebody that works with money. Maybe they're in investments, they're in banking, or they're an entrepreneur of their own company. Woohoo indeed. And then the Queen of Pentacles or Swords. Well, the other part of it too is like maybe they do something in judgments. They make decisions for people. They're a judge, they're a lawyer, they're somebody that maybe processes
They might be somebody that does financial advising. That's a possibility.
There you go, because that would kind of combine the two of those in a way. Yeah, so maybe they're a financial advisor, and they're somebody that's pretty much older than you, I'm sure, though I don't know how old you are, but I just get the feeling like they're definitely a mature person. And Banshee's pulling some cards.
Well, I see you will find this person, because that is your card. You will find a true friend and companion in this relationship.
Yeah, this is really heavy. This is like extremely positive.
Let's look here. You've got the Two of Cups, and then you have the Dog, which is loyalty, trustworthiness, somebody you can count on and depend on, a heartfelt Two of Cups. Wow. Tina, this is looking really good.
It's almost like you meet this person, perhaps unexpectedly even, but you're very drawn to them. And as you decide to continue connecting, you realize there's so much there, and that a lot of it is just like this is a companion, dog companion.
Mm-hmm. Good show.
Yes, you'll have to tell us.
Yeah, by all means.
Hey, if we don't have to fly out of the country, maybe we'll come. I don't know. We'll see about that. Very nice. I hope that was everything you wanted it to be.
Wow. Well, this sounds very positive for you, Tina. So, just start opening those doors and, making those doors open so opportunities can develop. And Laura, hey, Laura, are you still with us?
I think
I
they
see you,
are.
Laura. Yes. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
It is your turn.
And we are closing down within 20 minutes, so I don't know. We only have a few more people,
we only have a few
we
more,
will probably get through this okay. So
Yes, we
that's
will.
kind of cool.
You're welcome, Tina.
Yay!
All right. We love a good party.
We'll bring the cards too.
Yeah. A general message. Absolutely, Laura. No problem at all. So why don't we do...
My deck again?
Yeah.
Alrighty. A general message.
You want to just throw 3 and see what we get? We haven't done that. Maybe we'll get a time span and things out of there. And we do Lenormand.
Well, I definitely want to keep it in my thought that I am asking Spirit for a general message.
And I'm just going to throw out there and just find out if Violet Tan is with us. I have Violet Ann next if she's with us, because we apparently missed her in the stream earlier. If you're there, we'll be happy to read for you. If you're not, we're sorry. We made a boo-boo.
We do
Which I
apologize
feel
for
bad
that.
because she is a subscriber. Did I shuffle these?
You did not.
No, I didn't think I did. Okay.
Yeah, that one really slipped by us. I don't know how that
I
happened.
honestly don't know, but maybe she had to go and didn't plan on staying.
It is one of our goals to try to work on a better system for this. So if anybody has ideas, feel free to mention them or drop us a line somehow.
We're working on it. It's a work in progress, and it's a sign of success. I have to say that, we're getting more readings than we can handle. But we're going to try to handle them all. All right. I'm going to do one more. And for the next one, we'll use my cards again. All right. All right, let's see what we have for Laura. Okay, I'll just throw them out there. Wow.
Ooh, there's definitely a message here.
What's this one?
10? No,
7.
it's 7, yeah. 7 of
Okay,
Pentacles.
all right.
Okay.
Okay. Very interesting stuff for you, Laura. Goodness.
The High Priestess, that truly is kind of like the archetype of messages because it's really about the revelation of secrets or inner wisdom.
Right. You know what? Your intuitive abilities right now are really working overtime and overdrive, or will be soon. If not, you'll almost be able to. I don't want to say know things before they happen, but you're going to be able to intuit a lot of stuff that's going on around you.
And
so trust your gut.
And I think that what this card says is that you will be receiving acclaim or respect for that, for the idea that you have these intuitive abilities and that you are the possessor of knowledge that just not everyone gets to know.
Or it also seems to me that, as far as work goes, or maybe school, something that you are working on, if you're an artist, even for example, wow, major acclaim coming to you in some way. If it's work, you might get a raise. If it's school, excellent grades. If it's a project, it's going to work out just great.
And I think it's all because you've been kind of just stating all of this for a while, and now you finally feel you are in the right space, the right place to bring it home. That you've watched it grow and you've kind of sat back and let it grow, but now you're like, this is the time to take it home, to bring it to harvest, to bring it to fruition, if you will. And therefore, these rewards are waiting for you, the reward of being acclaimed for that. And the idea that really this all came from your intuitive well of wisdom inside of you.
It's a time to take stock. The High Priestess, too, could also be a card of right timing as well. Synchronistic moments, things just kind of falling into place for you there.
So that's maybe what it is, too, is that just basically there's something coming to you that maybe you didn't expect, but maybe you had been working on. You just didn't expect it to fruit.
Coming to fruition? Is that what
coming
you're...
to fruition, but all of a sudden it just kind of just shows up. And or two, that maybe what happens too, I think, is an opportunity shows up and says, if you do this now, if you begin working this now, you will be noticed because of that.
Now, this is interesting here because I have something called the rope in the Lenormand, or the whip, and the
roses,
the bouquet.
the bouquet.
Now, the whip sometimes is an aggressive, obviously it sounds like an aggressive sort of card, cracking the whip, so to speak. There's kind of an aggression to it. But what this means in this circumstance with something so happy like a bouquet of flowers is basically that some reward or gift, or like I said here in the card reading, acclaim is going to be coming to you pretty soon. I think this is going to happen in the near future.
It totally reinforces the message of, kind of getting to work. Like you let it grow long enough. Now it's time to work it. And then once you work it, if you bring it, they will come. If
there's a reward here for you. Something
I'd
unexpected.
say this message so reinforces this one that I think Banshee's right. It's probably going to happen sooner. My sense of it would
6
be
weeks at most.
Yeah, I was going to say by the new year, which would be about 6 weeks. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. That would be really nice, eh?
Start the new year on an upswing.
Go, Laura.
Awesome, Laura. Well, I'm glad we had such a good message for you today.
You'll have to let us know if it worked out or if it was not working out. Oh,
Here comes our cat, and guess what? My pen just pooped out on me.
Oh, and
So
I
I'm
don't
glad
have
we
another
are
one.
taking no more names because I can't. Oh, thank you.
Yes,
couldn't
thank
write
you.
them
I would love
down.
to hear that this did all work out for you or in some form.
And thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm going to give one more final shout out to Violet Ann, but I don't think she's with us. And wow, I feel very sad about that. So hopefully we will be able to catch her next time. One more time, Violet Ann, are you there? Okay. Hey, Mystic Dreamer, are you with us? And thanks everybody for joining us today. We really have a great time every time we do this.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. We love doing this.
You know, in the past, we used to fill time with some extra content that we
don't
were
have to
able
do
to
that.
provide. We hope to be able to do that again sometime. We have some interesting ways of reading for people that involves our audience. We actually get you involved in the readings, and maybe we'll try to fit that in on Sunday at the beginning of our live stream if we have a chance.
I think as we're moving into the new year, we're going to take stock of all this and we're going to figure out how we can offer other readings on the side, perhaps more detailed, more specific
Right.
readings. There probably will be some fee structure approach to that, but that will be for all the people who really need to have more personal consultations with us. And we'll still keep doing the
Well, we'll
readings
still be
that we
doing
do
free
here.
brief readings,
So,
absolutely.
So we look forward to serving you
And
all.
we will be adding videos all the time too, like we're going to be doing your
you, Laura.
love connection
Yes.
reading of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be doing the forecast for finances and business and material success. So those videos will be coming out soon. And so always check our YouTube channel for new content.
Yes, and we have Twitter.
Oh, thanks, Laura.
Our Twitter is at TFT Tarot number
4.
4 today. So if you want to hang with us in Twitter, I occasionally will post a message there, but usually it's this one
It's
over
me.
here who's
He
doing
does
that.
the Facebook more than me.
Yes, we sort of have a divide and conquer theory there.
But we kind of hop back and forth and check things out.
All right, so we are waiting for Mystic Dreamer.
Mystic Dreamers,
Hopefully
trying
you're
again.
here.
Mystic Dreamer might have given up on us, which means if they did, we might have a few moments to do our
Tarot together or what?
tarot together.
All righty, well.
Mystic Dreamer, I'm giving you a second chance here. Hope you're with us. I know we've got at least 3 people in the room with us right now, right?
Yeah, I think we have at least 3 people in the room, maybe 4. So we will see how that goes.
Well, if anybody else besides Laura is in the room, who else is in the room with us right now?
Who's in the room but maybe watching something on TV? Oh, that would be Esoterics.
Esoterics. She did join us tonight, but that's all right. We've just been meeting such great people. And, you know, we've also connected with some other readers as well, like Esoterics Tarot and Khalil Clift, who I've met on Twitter and has come joined our live streams every Sunday. And Khalil does some really amazing daily readings on Twitter. Highly recommend checking Khalil out and joining me on Twitter. You'll be able to catch some of the people that I'm hooking up with there.
So let's do a tarot together for me. I'm going to have a question and I'm going to seek the help of whoever's in the chat room
And me,
as well
maybe,
as
too.
Banshee
Okay.
to help me out there. So I have a question.
Yes.
It's probably going to be about work, and I'm basically wondering if anything changes some of what I've decided about my workplace in terms of am I staying there or am I looking for another opportunity?
Okay. So is this like a decision you want one or the other, staying or opportunity?
Yeah. So I guess there'll be 2 cards pulled or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, I am going to shuffle the cards and let's see. I don't know who's in the chat. Do I have a volunteer from somebody in the chat to tell me how many times I should cut the cards from 2 to 4 piles? Who would like to just
Whoever
suggest?
says it first will be
We'll
the
go
one.
with the first choice.
And the cruelest cut of all would be if nobody said anything. So
Right, so
come on.
pick a pile from either 2, 3, or 4.
Give it up for me.
Help Oberon with his question.
I need your help. We need to do tarot together.
Well, okay.
I could interpret this.
I guess I will. Do you want me to
Let's
pick it?
just do the reading.
I'll pick it for you. I'm going to do 4 cuts. And if nobody else is there, I'm going to just throw out the question. From 1 to 4, which pile should I read from?
Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, or pile 4. And if no one chirps in there,
What would you like me to read from?
number 3.
Got it.
Top and bottom.
No, yes, okay, we'll do that. Well, you asked for it.
Oh dear.
Staying seems like the thing to do. You have the King of Coins. It seems like financially it would be more in your interests to stay where you are. If you should leave for the other opportunity, you'd be at a somewhat of a disadvantage. That's the 7 of Wands reversed.
Well, that's very interesting because today I did a lot of soul searching over my dilemmas and or my possible options. And this is what it felt like to me too, yet I still feel that I am going to look into that opportunity.
Uh-huh.
So that's that pretty much.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Do we want to try anything else? We're down to the last 9 minutes.
I don't know.
Let's see if kitties want to play or
I
something.
think
I don't
we
know.
could do one other thing.
What's that?
Well, I think we could make announcements because we have a whole lot of stuff going on. One thing that we've been doing is we posted about 4 different videos on prognosticating what was happening in Great Britain and the European Union regarding the Brexit issue. Should the British government, how are they going to leave the European Union? Is it going to be messy? Is it going to be with a deal or no deal? And we did 4 different readings on this, and they generated just a whole lot of interest. I think we're up to 883 views on
we're
the
almost,
4 videos.
almost up to 900.
It's amazing. And a lot of the people, I'm sure from Great Britain and the European Union have been following those readings, and we're going to do some more because they have an election coming up in Great Britain that's going to have an impact on how this Brexit issue could be decided by the end of December.
And we're sorry that, well, we're not sorry, but we've also talked a little bit about, some of the American situations that we might want to do this about. And we wanted to say, well, we don't want to really get there into too much of the politics or avoid the objectiveness. But I actually had a question along those lines, and that would be like, where will America sit in terms of its problems right now or its situation about a year from now, and just doing that reading like that. And I don't know.
In other words, you're just projecting what will America be like a year from now? Is that basically what you
I mean, I think it's rolling from the idea of where we're having the dialogue in our country right
I
now.
like it. So maybe that will be an upcoming video, or if we have time at the end of our live streams like we do today, we could do such a reading.
Well, we got 6 minutes. Do you want to try it?
Do you want to? Okay,
Sure.
well,
And
I'm
then,
game. All right,
all
let's
right,
do it.
game on.
Game on. Because I think it's just the three of us left.
Yeah, I believe that. Well, actually, now it's down to just us.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Here we are closing out our live stream. We have read for everybody today, except for Mystic Dreamer and Violet Ann. And
we do
my
apologize. We hope they'll come back.
apologies. I have a feeling, though, that Mystic Dreamer had to leave, which is unfortunate. They could not stay. I'm glad they came in to say hi.
Yeah, that was nice. And we know they'll come back. So,
So why don't we throw 3 cards on this and see what they tell us? Is that what you had in mind, perhaps?
yes, something like that. Yeah.
And if Sunny, would you drop? Oh boy, the Hermit reversed, which indicates that
There's going to be some shirking of wisdom, or there's going to be knowledge or wisdom challenged, or
well, we haven't learned some lessons, I think, or we
that's
haven't
basically it.
listened to our higher selves, perhaps.
Good point.
So let's see.
So the question was, considering the dialogue in our country right now, and we are talking mostly about, government stuff, where will we be in about a year as a country? Ooh. This just came up for us, didn't it? And both of these cards came up too, but maybe in different forms.
Okay. Well, this is very interesting. I think a year from now, the Hanged Man upright, sacrifices will have to be made. This could mean a lot of things. It could mean, that there might be some.
The word sacrifice always means giving up something for something greater, something
That's
of more
true.
value.
That's true.
And so in terms of the country, this may be that things will have to change or be given up in order for us to be better or to have something better.
It also looks like we are not in a good position this time next year. It looks as though
There's some forces
we're being
arrayed.
overwhelmed by something.
There's forces arrayed against us, and
Yes.
we will have to try very hard to stay on top of that. And there's no actual guarantee that we can, at least from this look.
And especially with that final card, the Tower reversed, which indicates to me that we have not learned lessons from the previous few years, is my thinking.
Yeah, there's a good chance here that this lesson's going to be really hard for us to learn. That sounds
And
about right, doesn't it?
yeah, I'm not feeling very hopeful after that.
A
But
very hard lesson for our country to learn, because basically we will have so much obstacles or forces arrayed against us, and we will be trying to do what's really the better thing to do. It could be that in trying to do the better thing, there will be a lot of opposition to that from those who are having a hard time learning the lesson they need to learn.
And to throw a couple of Lenormand on that, I kick from the bottom. Well, there's definitely going to be changes, and it might have to do in news from abroad. It may be that international issues are going to be focus at this time next year.
And is that the ship?
Yes,
So what is the
news. The
news?
rider.
Okay. News coming. Yeah. So it could be too that what I'm feeling from that too is that some of the status quo will be affected by how other parts of the world, specifically maybe the Allies or similar powers, similar parity between countries, nations, they will be possibly sending us news about how they feel about this or about what they think we should do, or their offers to help or something like that. But yeah, it seems to me like the world will come to our stage and say, Hey, did you think about that?
Well, the good news is that this is only a snapshot in time.
That's correct.
It may not come to pass. Knowledge is power, but of course, we're the only, depending on who sees this reading and if they're a mover and shaker. I'm
Well, I
not
think
sure.
we will excerpt this one and throw it out there.
I think we should.
Maybe tomorrow we can
definitely.
work on that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. And
Yes, thank you,
it's been
dearly.
a very active chat room. And I appreciate all of you. And we will see you again Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us for more fun with Tarot for Today.
With Oberon and Banshee.
Till then, we'll
Good
see you
night.
next time. Good night.